A cheerful heart is good medicine. That's biblical. So let's keep it light. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it light for a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the BCC is thrilled to present the ultimate faith trio of young, upwardly mobile professionals, straight from the boardrooms of Babylon. Please welcome to the pulpit, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Thank you very much. I'm Hananiah or Han.
Hello and thanks. Mishael here or Misha?
Azariah or Az here.
Now, most people know us by our Babylonian stage names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah, those weren't our real names. That's like calling the Beatles the Insects.
But tonight, we're going by our Hebrew names because, let's be honest, we've been through enough identity crises for a lifetime. Plus, I got Abednego, which honestly still sounds like a rejected Marvel villain. Coming this fall, Abednego, Master of Inconvenience.
Sorry to all my Abednegos out there. I've got nothing but love for you.
People always ask us, what's it like being the guys who survived the furnace? And we're like, well, it's a hot topic.
But seriously, let's unpack this deal because there's more to the story than just one famous sauna date.
Kick back with us and let's vibe code about those days.
So it all started when we got exported to Babylon. Not exactly a vacation arrangement.
The Chaldean Empire had performed an imperial march on Israel, and just like so many other kingdoms, we were resoundingly conquered.
Bad times. We were separated from what family was left after the siege and got taken away as spoils of war under Operation Brain Drain. The Babylonian Secretary of State, Ashpenaz, was scouting for talent, and after a battery of tests, we got selected for the elite government internship program.
4 of us, Daniel included, became fast friends and vowed to stick together and have each other's backs. We also decided that even though they changed our names, we'd keep our faith.
We were basically on a forced foreign exchange students program, except there was no exchange and no going back home.
The Chaldeans were doing assimilation long before the notorious AD empires.
When it came to in-demand skills, they were not racist. Yeah, actually Babylon was really cosmopolitan, and we were learning with the best from all over the known world. Very enriching experience.
They put us in this intensive 3-year program. It was like college, but with more pressure and fewer ramen noodles.
The food situation was complicated. They wanted to feed us from the king's table, but we were not too keen on some of the ingredients, idolatry being a main one.
So we're like, thanks, but we'll stick with vegetables and water. They thought we were trying to make them look bad with some ancient keto diet. But Daniel, he had negotiation skills par excellence. He convinced the guards to do a small A/B test.
10 days later, we were in better shape than everyone else.
Turns out veggies and faith are a pretty good combination.
We figured since we were there, we might as well bring it.
The grind was real, but so was the reward.
The 4 of us graduated top of the class.
Yeah, we kind of broke their GPA scale.
Hashtag G2G. Glory to God.
Then we got interviewed by the king himself.
Not Elvis.
King Nebuchadnezzar of the Chaldeans, or Nebi, as we did not call him to his face.
It was like being interviewed by episode 4 Darth Vader.
But hey, we aced the interview and got hired.
Yo, our spreadsheets and strategic plans were epic.
There we were, young guys, corner offices, getting on with the job, moving on up when, out of the blue, Nebi's stormtroopers round up all us senior managers. Turns out he'd had a disturbing dream which he wanted recounted and interpreted with no hints.
That's like your professor saying, you have an exam. Tell me the questions I'm thinking of giving you, and give me the answers, and if you get either wrong, I'll have you all killed.
Yeah, Nebi had little time for HR, and generally terminated you along with your contract.
So Daniel swings into action and negotiates for some time. Now, pretty much everyone in the room was best of the best. But Daniel, he had ESP straight from God.
So the four of us, we get to praying, pleading that God would have mercy. And God gives Daniel the download link to the whole exam plus answer sheet. Didn't we have the most intense praise break?
Up till that point, at least.
Daniel nails the presentation to Nebi and makes sure to give all glory to God. I mean, the guy's forecasts were not just for the next quarter, they were for centuries to come.
Nebi was like, Belteshazzar. Yeah, Belteshazzar, I think was a close second to my Abednego. Belteshazzar, that's it. Good job. All you managers can go back to your offices. No killing today.
Nebi falls down before Daniel and praises the God of Daniel.
Yeah, I think Nebi was way more stressed out than we knew.
Then he gives Daniel the top job in Babylon, and Daniel, good friend he is, puts in a word for us, and the three of us also get huge promotions.
From death row to huge bonuses. Whichever way he went, Nebi was extreme extra. All caps, bold, underlined, exclamation mark. Yeah.
And even though God had used Daniel to save the organogram, the non-God-fearing managers, basically everyone else, started to catch acute cases of side-eye.
Suddenly we're running the province of Babylon. It's like being handed the keys to ancient New York City.
The challenge was unreal. We had gone from foreign students who'd lost everything to congratulations, you're in charge.
Talk about having to wrestle down imposter syndrome. We're sitting there like, are we qualified for this?
We got the job, didn't we? Let's bring it.
But the big set piece started when Nebuchadnezzar launched the Golden Image Initiative, an unprecedented symbol in celebration of his greatness.
Because nothing says who's the biggest, baddest dog on the block like a 90-foot tall, solid gold piece of bling.
None of that gold finger nonsense. Gold Tower should do it.
No ifs, buts, or maybes about it. He meant to brag big time.
Flexing to the nth degree.
He throws this massive dedication ceremony. Picture Coachella, but with more government officials and way more pressure to conform.
Now, truth be told, King Nebuchadnezzar had achieved phenomenal levels of success. He was visionary, effective, driven, and also a psychopathic egomaniac.
All true.
And then came the executive memo. When you hear any of Nebi's music, bow down and worship the golden image. No exceptions, no doctor's notes.
Like a Babylonian DJ set. And if you didn't bow, straight into the furnace. No HR meeting, no severance package, just sizzling.
Yeah, forget wolves and other cute, cuddly creatures. Working for Nebi was like working for the big bad dragon of Wall Street. You can either meet your KPIs or you're toast, literally.
But we were like, yeah, we're going to sit this one out.
We did not bow.
We didn't even lean suggestively. So some Babylonian officials, let's call them corporate scum, rush over to the king. Your Majesty, we hate to be tattletales, but...
Nebuchadnezzar calls us over. He's giving us this look like we just forgot his birthday. He was not happy.
He says, "Is it true that you don't serve my gods or worship my golden statue?" And we're like, well, when you put it that way, yes.
But then he gives us a second chance. He's like, I'll play the music again and you can bow down or else.
But we looked at each other and we're like, nope, no, it's still not happening.
So we told him, our God can deliver us from your furnace, but even if he doesn't, we're still not bowing.
That's when Nebuchadnezzar's face went from slightly annoyed to flame on.
He ordered the furnace dial be cranked up 7 times hotter than usual. 7 times. Even the guys stoking the fire were like, this seems excessive. Like he wanted us more killed than just regular killed.
They tied us up and threw us in. The heat blast was so intense it killed the soldiers who tossed us in.
Talk about a health and safety violation. OSHA would have had something to say about that, I'm sure.
We felt terrible about that part.
And then suddenly it was pleasant.
The moment we hit those flames, something miraculous happened. The ropes burned off, but we did not. The laws of thermodynamics were seriously broken.
And then this fourth agent shows up in the furnace.
No, not Daniel. I think he might have been away on a foreign assignment or something.
No, this other guy was clearly way above our pay grade.
Major cameo.
So we're walking it off in the furnace, just staying alive, cool as ice, ice baby.
Nebi's looking into the furnace like a guy looking through glass walls at an important meeting he was not invited to. Wait, didn't we throw in 3 guys? And why does that 4th one look like he's running the place?
The king calls us out, and we walk out without a single singe mark. Our clothes were pristine. We didn't even smell like smoke.
Nebuchadnezzar was so impressed, he promoted us again and made a law that anyone who would speak against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be cut up into pieces and their home turned to rubble.
Dicing and demolition. Yo, Nebi was always drastic.
We went from nearly becoming super ashy to getting a royal endorsement plus bonuses.
Talk about a major career inflection point. But real talk, what we learned in that furnace wasn't just heat resistance. It was faith under fire.
We didn't know if God would save us from the furnace.
We just knew we could not bow down and worship something that wasn't God. We can laugh about it now, but when we were going through all that stuff, it was really, really hard.
So if you're going through a fire right now, emotional, financial, family drama, just know he still sends backup in furnaces.
Whether it's peer pressure, standing up for what's right, or just dealing with difficult bosses.
Remember, when life turns up the heat, don't panic. You might just find out that with God, you're more fire resistant than you thought.
And if you ever find yourself in a situation where everyone else is bowing down, but you know you shouldn't,
Stand up straight.
thank you. You have been a wonderful audience.
Keep the faith.
Good night.
Hashtag glory to God. The end.
Join us next time when more Bible legends take to the pulpit to share their personal stories. Till then, go in peace, or at least try not to make things worse.
The BCC is recorded in front of a live virtual audience, most of whom managed to stay logged in. The views expressed by tonight's presenter, including any theological inaccuracies, do not necessarily reflect any denominational dogma and are purely for comedic effect. Any resemblance to persons living dead or resurrected is mostly biblical. Please report any excessive bullying or random office furnaces to HR immediately.